Hey, this is MJ and welcome back to my Learn to Crochet with MJ course. Today we're learning the treble crochet stitch. This stitch builds on the double crochet and adds even more height, creating a taller, more open fabric. If you're brand new to crochet, make sure you start with the beginner basics lesson first, then work through the single crochet, half double crochet, and double crochet tutorials before coming back to this one. For today's tutorial, I'm using Mary Maxim Maximum Value Worsted Weight yarn in medium pink. This is a category 4 medium weight yarn that's great for practicing your beginner stitches. I'll be pairing it with a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook, and I'll also be using removable stitch markers to help mark my first and last stitches as we work in rows. So grab your hook and yarn and let's get started. So to get started, we'll put a slip knot on our hook. And we'll begin with a chain of 22. In my other tutorials, we chained only 21, giving us just one turning chain. I have chained an extra 2 this time just because our treble is so tall. It's going to be a little bit easier to work this step. So we're going to work our first stitch in the 3rd chain from the hook. So that's a little different than what I've shown you before. We've worked into the 2nd chain always. Now we're working into the 3rd because I've chained 2 extra because I still want only 20 stitches worked across. So let's go through the fundamentals of this stitch. So when we worked our double crochet stitch, we yarned over and then we worked through the stitch. We yarned over, pulling through 2, and then we yarned over and pulled through 2 again. So the difference with the treble is instead of just yarning over once, we're going to yarn over twice. So let's do that again. So we're yarning over, then we're wrapping and going around again. So we have 3 loops on our hook. Now, because it's going to be a much taller stitch, we're going to go to the 3rd chain. So 1, 2, 3. We're going to go through that back loop. We're going to yarn over. We're going to pull up a loop. We now have 4 loops on our hook. We're then going to yarn over and pull through 2 only. You still have 3 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over, pull through 2 only. You now have 2 loops on your hook. We're going to yarn over and pull through those last 2. So it's quite a tall stitch that we're working. It's going to have a nice open fabric. This also is a fairly common stitch that will be used in many different types of stitch patterns. So it's a good basic to have that you need to learn. So we're going to cover this in depth in this tutorial. So yarn over twice. So this is the big difference. We're yarning over once, then yarning over twice, getting 3 loops on our hook. We're going to go through the back loop of the next chain. Going to yarn over, pulling up a loop, which you should be pretty familiar with at this point. And then instead of yarning over and pulling through 2 twice, we're doing it 3 times. So pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over twice, go through the next chain, yarning over, pulling up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, so again, make sure you're comfortable. your tension isn't too tight, we yarn over our hook twice, go through the chain, pulling up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Now it's a good idea to take a look here. We had that chain 2 that I gave us a little bit. I know it still does pull down our work quite a bit, but we don't want to do lots of extra chains, or we do get really big gap or bulging sections on the side. So we're going to mark this first stitch is sort of curved down. We're going to give it a mark. Make sure you count as you go now. We want to make sure we have 20 as we work across. Yarning over twice, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2. Okay, so I'm going to work across the chain and then we'll get into working into the stitch. Okay, so let's work that last stitch together. Here's the little knot of our slip knot. Here's the last chain. We're yarning over twice, go through the back loop of the chain, yarning over, pulling up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. We'll mark that last stitch. So I'm loosely going to chain 1 and turn. So depending again on the pattern, follow the directions. You may be asked to chain higher to get up to the height of the treble, but we're going to stick with a chain 1. We're not going to include it as a stitch. We're just going to get right into our stitches so that we have a more even looking side edge. So we note this is our first stitch. It's marked clearly. We can remove that. I'm going to pull some yarn out so I'm not tugging. We're going to yarn over twice. I'm going to go through the first stitch. We're going to yarn over, pulling up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. We'll now yarn over twice, going through the next stitch. We're making sure we're going through the 2 loops, yarning over, pulling up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. We'll talk a little bit about our tension next. You can see how large these stitches are. And I'm going to show you how to maintain your tension to keep even stitches as you work. So we're going to yarn over twice. We're going through the stitch. We're pulling up a loop. Again, remember, we want those first 2 loops to be resting just above this stitch. Yarn over, pull through 2. We're now probably about halfway. We're going to just have the hook, so it's just gently resting here. Pull through 2, and then you should be resting even with the height of your other stitches and pull through 2. So yarn over twice. Let's go through that again. So we're going through the stitch. We pull up a loop. We're resting just nicely above the previous row. We yarn over, pull through 2. We don't really do any additional tugging. The hook should be where it needs to be at this point, and we yarn over, pull through 2. And then you should be resting at the top of the stitches. Yarn over, pull through 2. And that's going to maintain your stitch height as you work. And again, this will become muscle memory as you practice. So these are very tall stitches. They're giving you a really nice and open fabric that can look beautiful in certain projects. I'm going to go back. I'm going to make sure that I do mark that first stitch again. You can see it is still pulled somewhat on an angle. You can just give that a tug, but we are going to get a nice even side as we work our swatch. So I'm going to continue working some more stitches across the row. Okay, so we're coming to the last stitch and it's marked, so that is always helpful for tracking our stitches. I've yarned over twice. We're going through the last stitch, pull through two, pull through two, pull through two. You can mark it, loosely chain one and turn, and pull again some yarn so that you're not tugging. And you can see clearly here where you're to work your first stitch into. So we'll yarn over twice, go through the stitch, and we're going through the full stitch, so you should see the two loops. We're yarning over, pulling up a loop, yarn over, pull through two, yarn over, pull through two, and yarn over, pull through two. You can give that stitch a mark right away so that you don't lose track, and continue practicing counting as you go. Work several rows so that you get comfortable with this stitch. And next we're going to talk about the stitch anatomy like we have in our previous lessons. Just going to work a few more stitches. Okay, so you're going to see, it's going to be really easy to see the post of this stitch because it is so tall. And it's also much easier to count your stitches if you're counting your posts, the post of the stitches, because we have so much open fabric in between. You can see here's the full stitch. We have that little bit of chain there, but we're not including it as a stitch. So it's quite easy to count these as we go along. And then we're going to look at the top, and you can see, like our double crochet, when we're looking straight on it, we don't even really have to turn our work to see the top of the stitch. It's quite noticeable to see the front loop and to see the back loop. Okay, so our little V's running across the top. We have our front loop, which is closest to us, the back loop, which is farther away. You can turn and see how the back of the stitch looks as well. So we do have this little loop here, but again, it's pulled tighter. It doesn't look as much. You still can see a little V, but it's not, it's a little bit smaller than this one. You can tell that these ones are more in line with each other, the same length. This one's a little bit shorter and sort of tucked in, but that's what the back of the treble stitch is looking like. So we have our post. You can see these loops here, and then you can see the top of the stitch. Okay, so we've worked up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows. So you can see a little bit more of our piece worked up. And you can also notice how easy it's going to be to count these rows because they're so large. They're really easy to identify. So here's our row 1, just like we talked about with our double crochet. It's going to be a little thicker, this row 1, because it's got that chain 1. Our row 2 is going to have a lot larger looking gap right here. And then row 3, we have a little bit snugger section here, a big gap here, and so on. And also, you'll notice I only needed to crochet 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rows as opposed to our double crochet swatch. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 rows to make our square. We had 13 for the half double crochet, and so on. So we don't have to crochet as many rows because our stitches are taller. And you can also tell that the fabric is a lot more open. So I'm going to go ahead. I will finish crocheting up a few more rows, a couple more rows so that I can fasten this piece off. Make sure you continue to practice working rows as well. Practice counting your rows, and then once you have this stitch complete, you're going to have completed our basic stitch tutorials.